Hello, my beautiful followers. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna turn off. I forgot to turn off my sound, so you're not getting all the bings of notifications. So yeah, I am out at the park, just sitting here for a few minutes, taking in this truly fabulous weather that we are having here in Texas. This is an awesome time of year to live in Texas because it's still warm, but yet it's starting to cool off, and it is just a beautiful day here. The weather is nice. Still can wear my short sleeves, but it's definitely not quite as hot as it usually is. But yeah, so just taking in some meditation time and some thinking time. There has been a lot going on in my world over the last week. I did a live stream last week on my birthday, and so I've just been blowing and going for the last week with birthday stuff, and then just clients and even just like a little bit of health stuff. Got sick there for a day or two, but yeah, getting back on my feet. But I was thinking over my week, and I spent a ton of time with my man this last week, and it was truly special. It was truly meaningful for me. But I've been also talking to my clients, and they come to me, and of course they come to me and they share what's kind of the struggle in the relationship. And my female clients, and then even some of my female friends, have really been sharing a lot about how basically men suck. And I'm like, okay, I can hear that. As a woman, I'm like, okay, I have had my fair share of partners that I can point my fingers at and go, you suck. Like, you suck for this reason and this reason and this reason. But the truth is, as I'm listening to all these beautiful women in my life, whatever capacity, it really got me thinking about my beautiful man that had spent my week with me, went freaking above and beyond for my birthday. It was incredibly sweet, incredibly meaningful. And then I had a friend pass this week. I had a friend I found out had been murdered, and it took kind of the breath out of me for a day or two. And he just held me. He held me, and he was there, and he supported me, and he gave me space. But yet, he really held that space that I needed. And then there was another time in the week that I just had a lot of emotions, and he let me cry. I know, the life coach, not having a perfect life, and sometimes I cry too. Sometimes I have my own emotions, but it really got me thinking about the amazing men I have, and the amazing men that even all the people that have come to me over the last week, clients or friends, really have, and they know that they have. And I think there is this idea that out there, it is a stigma against men, that men don't care, men just want to get off, men, all this stigma of men not really caring about, a woman in the bedroom, not caring about the feelings, not caring about taking time. And so I wanted to really actually just take a second in this video and really note how I'm seeing some really beautiful men right now come out of the woodwork, and not that there wasn't beautiful men before, but I see men really rising up, really truly rising up, and wanting to connect with their women, and wanting to do their work, and wanting to dive deeper into their sex, and wanting more out of their sex, not being okay with just getting off, not being okay with just getting a meh kind of climax, but really wanting that deeper, passionate, connective, kind of touching the big toe of God kind of moments with their women. And in truth, I love you women, but I am actually seeing more hold up and more constriction in the feminine right now to doing their work than I am in the masculine. I'm seeing all these men that are really wanting, whether they're doing it the right way or not, their desire is there. They're wanting to really connect and make a difference with their women, and is there. The desire for purpose. I'm seeing a lot of men who are stepping into their purpose, which is hard for women to see, because a man who used to make her his purpose, which is a horrible thing because it leads to massive discontent in the relationship, lack of respect from the feminine. As I watch these men step into their purpose, I think it is creating some rockiness in some relationships, but it is beautiful, and it is men really stepping into their masculine. But I think there is this, we in relationships, we get this, hold on, there is something on my screen. I'm trying to fix it. Okay, I think it's gone. But I think there is this belief system that men read minds. I've asked several of my female clients who have been like, oh, well, like he saw that I was feeling this way. He saw that I was sharing this, and he went and he did this, and all of these issues. And I'm like, well, did you communicate that? Did you communicate that? And they're like, no, he just should have known. And I'm like, that's not really, doesn't really work that way. Men need communication. Men are direct. Men are the arrows that get thrown, and they have a direction and a purpose and a point. And so us women, we really do, we need to communicate in a way that our men understand. So we can't expect them to always read between the lines. Now, guys, you can read energy. You're smart. You can read energy. I'm not taking you completely off the hook. But I think there's also a level of focus in a relationship. A couple months back, I was frustrated about some things in my relationship. I was like, why is this man not getting this? And it was because I kept focusing in on it. I'm like, this is an issue. This is an issue. And it became a stirring point. And at one point, I had to really go, okay, I'm over-focusing in on this. I'm over-focusing in on this, and this is creating more of it. It's that law of attraction. It is creating more of it. The more I focus in on this negative point, the more it expands out. The more that focus point is, the more I'm seeing him not hear me, feel me, understand me. And this goes for pretty much many relationships I've been in, and the relationships that come into my office to work with me. And it is the focus point. Now, this is kind of silly, but growing up, and it actually really stuck with me. Growing up, my father used to say, and it is kind of silly, but it does make sense, is if he and my mother were in a fight, he'd be like, he'd walk through maybe the house and be like, I'm 80-20. Sometimes I'm 90-10, sometimes I'm 70-30, but most of the time I'm 80-20. Most of the time, I'm 80% good, I'm on it, I'm on point, I got it, and 20% of the time, I fuck it up, and we're from New York, so he would just be like, sometimes I fuck it up. He would own that word. He would just own it. This is why I have a sailor mouth. Thank you, Dad. But, he would just own it, and he was like, no, like 80% of the time, I'm on point. But 20% of the time, guess what? I'm human, and I'm learning, and I'm expanding. And we look at people in our world, and we expect them to be perfect. We expect them to read between the lines and understand everything going on in our heads. And especially in romantic relationships where you have a masculine and a feminine, a heterosexual relationship particularly, there is this dynamic of differences in the energies. The feminine is thinking and processing and swirling things in a different way than the masculine is. The masculine's like, you said this, why are you doing this? You said this, like there's no gray area. Like, you said this is what we're doing. And women are like, I said this, but you didn't look at my face, and you didn't read my body language, and we get into our swirlies. And this creates drama and trauma and disconnection. But the fact is, and many times it is because we are focused in on the negatives of our man instead of the beautiful moments. I'm sure I could have picked out a couple moments with my man this week where I've been like, he fucked up there and he fucked up there. But the fact is, my focus was on what a great man he was for holding this space, holding some fierce fucking space, when I had a couple moments of, I was like ugly crying. Like, my friend passed and I was ugly crying. It was not pretty. And then I had a lot of emotion come up, and he just held that space. And I could have pushed past that. I could have pushed past the birthday gifts, and I could have pushed past the moment of like deep connection, and we had some beautiful love making this weekend, and I could have pushed past that, because I could have been like, yeah, but this didn't happen and that didn't happen in the bedroom. But instead it was like, no, like, that was powerful. He was with me, he was connected. And I think as women, we need to really slow our roll at times. And actually, this is for all humans, but we're focused in on women and men today. But we need to slow our rolls and recognize when we're bitching, complaining, upset at our men. What are they doing right? Where are they trying? Where are they making an effort? Where are they really just like hitting it out of the freaking ballpark and like right on point with you? And are you giving the same energy to that as you're giving to his flaws? Are you giving that same energy to his good points as you are to his flaws? This is true in all relationships, but especially focused in on romantic relationships. Are you giving that same energy to the good points? And sometimes we all need this. We all need like this smack upside the head of like, refocus. I know my friends sometimes like will whack me upside the head and be like, you need to refocus, girl. You are too focused over here. You need to refocus over here on these beautiful moments, on these beautiful points. Otherwise, you're just going to stir this negative energy. But I do want to say that not men all suck, and sometimes there are, like humans, some guys, you haven't gotten to a point of wanting to expand, pulling your head out of your butt and going, okay, I want more for my life, I want more for my relationship, I want more for my woman, I want a deeper connection. I want a deeper connection with myself, spirit, and just everybody in my world. So I'm not saying all men are enlightened and wanting to expand, but I really want us as women to get out of the stigma of men suck. Men suck, men don't care, men are just out for one thing. The fact is that not all men are like that. And if that is your perception of men, whether you are dating, whether you're in a relationship, whether you've been married for 60 years, the fact is, if that is your perception of men, that is how you're going to perceive men. All men. You're not going to be able to see these beautiful relationships, these connective moments that so many women experience. I know I just experienced a beautiful week of those moments. And so I've experienced other moments too, but it was really profoundly in my face this week. So yeah, men, you don't suck, you're beautiful. And you're growing and you're expanding, and to own where you're still growing, and to really own with your woman, I'm still growing here, I'm still expanding here. I need some time, some space to grow here, and I'm going to mess it up. And to own that, because guess what? That is powerful when a man comes to a woman and goes, hey, like, I'm on purpose here, I'm growing here, I'm doing this thing, but I probably will mess it up, and I need to communicate. And so it comes down to truly communicating in your relationships, because a lack of communication is most of the time at the center point of any argument, any disagreement, anything going on in a relationship. Communication is key, and it's one of the hardest things for us to do as humans a lot of times in relationship, is to have that open communication, whether it's uncomfortable or not. It is so needed. It is so needed. So I think I got my point across to you. Hope you guys enjoyed that message for today that Spirit was wanting me to share. There's a reason I don't use selfie sticks, because they suck. They suck. Selfie sticks suck. But on a side note, I have a men's art project coming up this week in the DFW area. If you're in the DFW area, please come and join me. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be the only woman there. it is for you men to really expand out and see your next level. Outside of that, I have just so many events going on. I have a women's retreat coming up. I have the Sensory of Silence experience. This is the first time I'm going to be running this particular workshop, and it's going to be incredibly powerful. We are doing the entire workshop in silence outside of me giving directives, and then of course at the end we will do some sharing, but the majority of the workshop will be experiential, and so it is going, I foresee it being incredibly profound, so please join me. Outside of that, you can check out all my events, because Kendall Williams got events going on. I know Michael Harris has some events going on my page. I have a ton of events going on outside of those two. So go to addisonbell.net, check out the events page, and you can see everything going on. I also have my Tantric Exploration Package, which is new and probably won't be around for a very long time. I am diving deep into Tantra practices, Tantra energy work with people one-on-one, so go check that out. And other than that, have an amazing day. Go recover your life, go connect, go view people in your life from a different perspective. All right, guys, I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.